Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you want to see more of my content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that like button and let me know if you enjoyed this video. Today I have a story time for y'all. If you read the title, you already know what this is about. So this story time is about basically me having these friends and we had a falling out and it was just a whole bunch of mess. It was over some petty stuff. So I'm gonna let y'all know what happened. I got my little notebook so I can go ahead and remember everything in the correct order because this story spans between 8th grade and also my freshman year of college. Yeah, get you a little drink, get you a snack, sit back. Where do I start? Let's see. So first of all, I'm going to give the two friends in this situation names. The main girl, like the main character of this whole story, I'm gonna call her Faith. And then the other friend, I'm going to call her Ivy. But anyways, so the story starts off with how me and Faith, I met her in 8th grade. I'm pretty sure we had like a PE class or something like that. And so, you know, we were cool and we had like some mutual friends and stuff. So, you know, we just started off a friendship. Everything was nice. And then we ended up going to the same high school. So, I mean, we weren't like best friends or anything yet, but you know, we were cool, you know, we would talk a little bit, whatever. So then 10th grade, she ended up getting real cool with this one girl. And so naturally, you know, you hang out with one person, you hang out with another person, you kind of like just smack them together, be like, hey girl, this is Sally. Oh, Sally, oh my God, I'm Heather. Like you do all of that, right? So I met her friend and her friend is Ivy and we all kind of became best friends. Like we had our own separate things. It wasn't just like me and Faith was like real close and then Faith and Ivy was close. It was like all of us together was a unit, and then we also had our own separate stuff. Like, you know, I would text them or hang out with them on some separate stuff, whatever. And you know, my parents met them and so they was like, yeah girl, like you could sleep over their house, you could do whatever, y'all could go to these events together. So we just never really had any falling outs or anything. Everything was damn near perfect in our friendship. And so it came to time for, you know, we graduate. Actually, I'm going too fast. Let me slow down a little bit. So I remember our senior year of high school, it came a point of where we basically, you know, had the superlatives. And so they wanted to go for best friends. And it didn't have to be just two people. There was some people who did like, you know, a little group of 3 girls who everybody knew, hung out with. And superlatives are all about popularity anyway. It's like, if you know more people, you're gonna get more votes, etc., etc. And so I remember Faith and Ivy told me that they wanted to do the best friends thing, but not with us 3, but just them 2. And I thought that was kind of weird. And I remember this one person was like, oh yeah, you guys are like best friends. Like ever since I known y'all, like y'all be clicked up. Like if I see her, I'm gonna see the other girl.
If 2 plus 2 is 4, right? And 5 plus 5 is 10, okay. What the fuck is this?
But I was like, you know, I'm not gonna read into it because I know where I stand. I know that we're all best friends. It's not just me and Faith. Me and Ivy got our own connection. And I mean, that's all that matters, right? You know, I don't need this stupid superlative. Anyways, this group of 3 girls, they ended up winning it. A lot of people know them, so, you know. So, that should have been strike 1 right there. I don't remember whose idea it was to do just them 2, but that should have been strike 1 on some weird stuff going on, okay? So then, fast forward to graduation and stuff. You know, I did meet up with them around graduation day and, you know, we did our little thing and we had dinner together and everything was cool. And, you know, like, so in high school, my counselor was on her stuff, okay? She was like, everybody who is, like, I think everybody who's like in honors classes and stuff, she wanted all of us to basically have all of our college applications in by like December or November of our senior year. So that way, all we had to worry about is doing our classes, doing whatever sport you want to do. So basically, you could focus on just, you know, graduating. I chose ODU, which is a school that's actually in my hometown. And I knew a lot of people who's gonna end up going there. Ivy, she decided and accepted her decided that she was gonna go to ODU as well. And I was like, okay, that's dope, that's really cool. So Faith didn't know where she was gonna go. It took her like a few months to really get her stuff together about that. I can't remember why, but she just didn't know what she wanted to go for college. So she ended up saying, you know what, I'm gonna ODU with y'all, like it's gonna be lit. I was on some stuff when it came to the roommates, like I don't really care who I live with as long as they're not dirty or ratchet or nothing like that. Faith and Ivy were like, oh, we're gonna be roommates and da-da-da. And now, mind you, they had these things called triples at ODU, but I personally didn't want to be in a triple. I feel like you're not gonna have any space at all. And triples usually had a bunk bed because they had nowhere else to put the beds. So I was like, y'all two could room together. I'm gonna live wherever else. And it turns out, guess what? I ended up getting a way better dorm than they did.
Period. So yeah,
they went in a dorm that like more people would talk to each other, and it was all freshman dorms. I was in the one that was upperclassmen, but there was like about, I think like 30 or 40 freshmen that was in there, because I remember we had a meeting with all the freshmen in our building like the first weekend that we all moved in on campus. And so I had the nice dorms and stuff, you know, it was a little bougie or whatever. Theirs was all right, but it was more popping over there. So, you know, I would go over there to see Faith and Ivy when school has started. So, the first weekend, it was either the first weekend or the second weekend that we all got to ODU, that we seen that ODU and ECU, which is East Carolina University, I believe, they were gonna have a football game, and we were like, oh, that'd be really cool, like we go to a football game. And ODU was sponsoring, or I guess you could call it that. They were basically saying like, you know, if you click this ticket online for whatever, you can come to the game for free. You gotta hurry up and do it. And ODU had a lot of stuff like that. I'm sure most colleges do. They have a bunch of little events and stuff where it's either free or it's a very low price. And if you catch it in enough time, you can end up going to the activity and it'd be really cool. And I went to quite a few of those when it came to going to ODU and stuff. So we were like, oh, you know what? Let's go to the game. It'd be so cool. It will be like our first big like college game or whatever, and it's gonna be in North Carolina, because it was gonna be at ECU instead of in Norfolk in Virginia, if you're not from here. Yeah. So, and it was like I can't remember how long the ride was. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 hours. We took like a charter bus or something down there, and it was pretty cool. And so we were lit. We were like, we had our little ODU shirts on and all that stuff, and we were excited to go to the game. So we ended up going to the game, and I remember there was like specific tickets that they gave everybody, and you know, whoever was in charge was like, you need to go to where your little thing is at, wherever your section is at. Let's say there's section A and B. If you in section A and your ticket says section A, you need to go over there, vice versa. I don't know if anybody was gonna be really checking like that to see if anybody snuck in the wrong section. But I remember Faith and Ivy ended up going into, let's say, section B, and I had section A. I could have sworn one of them had section B with me, or whatever the fuck I said. They had the same section as me. I could have sworn. And so they don't want the other girl to be alone, basically. So they were like, I'm gonna come with you. Because with me, I'm an independent bitch. Like, I can get cool with whoever, or I could just be to myself, whatever, regardless. We're at a football game. Like, I'm gonna watch the game, I'm gonna get a little snacks, and I'm gonna have a good time. I don't need somebody else to be there with me, to be honest. So I didn't really care that they decided to be in the same thing, because it was 3 of us. Somebody was gonna be by themselves, you know? Now, maybe we all could have finessed and just went to the same section, but I wasn't trying to get in trouble. So there's that. So I ended up kind of just sitting with whoever else was with our school. Basically, you know, the game was going on, everything was cool. Once it was over, I can't remember if my team, well, my school won that game, but it was a good game. We ended up going back to school, and you know, everything was cool. It was probably like not too late at night, but maybe like 10 p.m. or something like that. Fast forward, me and Ivy realized that we had the availability to go to lunch together either every other day or every single day. So, you know, other than me hanging out with Faith and Ivy together, or, you know, me introducing them to my friends that I met at school, me and Ivy would just get lunch together and it would be cool. And Faith just, you know, she had her own stuff going on, so it was whatever. Like I said, we had our own friendship, so, you know, it wasn't weird. It was just like, oh, hey, bitch, like, what's that? Like, when it came to like me hanging out and meeting new people, like, it was pretty easy. I got really cool with like maybe like, I think it was like 5 or 6 people that lived on my floor when I lived in Fran's house, which is a dorm at ODU. So I would hang out with them, and then I would hang out with Faith and Ivy, and then whatever other girls that I met at school. And so I realized that Faith wasn't really making friends that easily. I don't really know why, because I mean, she has a cool personality, you know? And then we did know quite a few people that ended up going to ODU as well, because they went to our high school. So I don't know, it was just weird. It's like she wasn't really connecting with anybody like that, like friendship wise, or just even with dudes and stuff like that. So I don't know, it was weird, because like me and Ivy had complete opposite. I don't know, it was so weird. And so it came a point of where, like, you know, Ivy and Faith, they lived together. So since Faith wasn't getting no friends like that, she was always trying to be up under Ivy. Now, it sounds bad, but that's what it was. Because, and it's like me and a mutual friend was discussing it one day. You know, not no fake shit, not like that. We're just talking, and, you know, just like, oh yeah, I met this person. Oh yeah, me too, da 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 da. And, you know, we live on campus, and so I feel like it's way easier to make friends if you live on campus, because you're there 24/7, unless you like got a job or something like that, or if you go home all the time, which, I mean, we lived in Norfolk, so there was no point of us going home. You could just go drive home, or have your parents pick you up and then go back the next day. Like, we're in the same city, so Faith wasn't really like connecting with anybody. So she kind of felt like, you know, to hang out with somebody, she always wanted to hang out with her friend that, you know, we all had in common. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing everything with the person, but like, we're all meeting so many people, and it's just like, she's gonna want some time to hang out with, let's say she met a guy named Kevin and they're just friends, platonic. She wanna hang out with Kevin, she wanna hang out with Kim, like, you know what I'm saying? She wants to hang out. She's not gonna want to be with you 24/7. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, you can be best friends with somebody and not want to be with them every single day. And it came to a point of where it's like, Faith was clinging on to Ivy so much that Ivy herself said something about it to me, and it was just kind of like, she was just like, you know, like, not even trying to be mean or anything, but I just kind of feel like, you know, I kind of need some space. Like, before, you know, we would hang out, everything was cool in high school, but now it's just kind of like, she just, everywhere I go, that's where she's at, and I kind of need my space to be by myself, or to be with my other friends, to talk to my boyfriend on the phone, whatever. And I get that, because since I'm not even living where they live, I see them when I see them. You know what I'm saying? We made plans and we would see each other at least, like, you know, maybe 2-3 times during the week. I'm not with them 24/7, so I get my space. So I'm like, I'm chilling. I'm great every time I see them. It's not like, oh my God, I gotta see her again. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? It's just boring to be with the same people 24/7 sometimes. I don't know, it depends. Like, okay, you could be around the same person, but like, if you bring in one more person or 4 more people, then it's more fun. And I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. So you know, it was just a lot for her. She's just like, okay, you know, I know you want to do things around campus and do some activities, or like go to lunch, or like grab some food at the caf, but it's a lot that every single time you want to do that, it has to be me and nobody else. I don't know if she ever told Faith that's how she felt, but like me and the mutual friend knew about it, and we were like, yeah, that is kind of weird. And I actually had like an old, like we was best friends at the time, but not anymore. So my best friend, my guy best friend who also knew them as well, Faith and Ivy, he was kind of on some stuff like, you know, how's school going for y'all? Like, you know, how is it? And I kind of told him about what was happening. He just was like, you know, that is kind of weird. So I remember that this is basically the climax of the story. So mind you, this is like this is still freshman year of college for us. So this was the second semester, or like the spring semester of college, when all of this stuff goes down, right? So this is when it goes down. One day, Faith realized that she was gonna be able to come to lunch with me and Ivy that we regularly have scheduled. And I was like, oh, that's cool, that should be fun, okay.
You're a clown.
I'm a clown?
You're a clown.
And, you know, Ivy had to do some homework. And I can't remember if or maybe a quiz, something like that. Whatever she had to do was taking a little second. And I was like, you know, I'm in the caf right now. So basically, Faith is on some stuff like, you know, I'm gonna sit in the room. I'm gonna wait for Ivy to finish her assignment. And call me crazy, but if my friend is in a public place where everybody else with their friends or their boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, just in there chilling, eating lunch, if I know that they're in that environment and they're supposed to be meeting with me and another friend, I would be like, you know what, girl, I'm gonna go join you, so that way you're not just sitting there by yourself, right? I'm talking to Faith and I'm texting her. Mind you, I'm angrily texting because I'm just like, girl, what do you mean you're gonna stay in the room with her? Like, what? Like, I'm here by myself. I'm supposed to be eating with both of y'all. I'm here, like, you know, I don't mind waiting 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes tops, but like, why would you want me to be in here by myself? It's kind of productive. If you really want her to finish this assignment, come to the caf.
Man, you stupid bitch. Hey, you lucky I don't want to speak on that.
Like, we're friends. We're best friends. We've been best friends for a few years now. Like, you're being a weirdo. Just come to the caf. Okay, so basically, I'm in the caf getting mad because I'm like, yo, if one of y'all hoes don't come to this caf to sit with me, we're gonna have a problem. Because like I said, I don't mind going somewhere by myself. If I'm supposed to be meeting with somebody, let me meet with somebody. Tell me why these girls start blasting me out of nowhere. And this is how when you find out people really feel about you, because it's like, this was such a chill situation. And for it to get to this point was so left field that I'm just like, you've been waiting to say this, you just was too scared to say it or something. Like, I don't really understand what the problem is. So, they start texting me. So basically they're like, oh, well, you want to complain about us taking 15, 20 minutes to come to the caf and you're always late. We're always waiting on you. And I'm like, okay, but y'all be waiting together, not by one person just sitting there looking stupid. So like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, if you're gonna make a point, make the point make some sense, right? So I was basically getting mad. So I'm just like, bro, like, y'all really dragging it. Why won't you come to the caf? Like, now I'm getting mad because usually with my friends, like, we'll have a conversation. If it gets a little tense, you know, we still be chill. We're just kind of like, ha, 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 ha. That's annoying. You know what I'm saying? We're not like, girl, you annoying as hell. Like, stop playing with me. You know, we don't do all of that. So that's why I'm just kind of like, it started getting heated because now, like, I feel like you're coming for me. Now I feel like you're actually, like, trying to start something. And, like, why are you starting something? Like, y'all not even really telling me a reason for why you won't come. So at some point, Faith is kind of telling me, like, I'm just gonna try to breeze over mainly what they say because I don't remember word for word, but basically Faith was telling me that, oh, well, you know, honestly, I don't want to go there without Ivy because, you know, I just kind of been feeling kind of, I think she said, like, she don't want to be by herself with me, or like she just kind of feels weird with me. You know, she's kind of been feeling like this since some point in high school. She just never said anything, and you know, like she feels like all I care about is going to parties or like dating guys or like whatever. And I'm like, first of all, when we all got to college and stuff, yeah, I went to some parties and stuff like that, but I invited them. I was like, if you want to go to party, cool, let's do that. If you don't, we could go do this thing or this thing. That's still fun. That's still something we all want to do. So don't make me seem like I'm just some girl who just want to be up in every scene and I don't want to do nothing else. Like, that's not me. That's never been me. Don't ever put me on that stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, what the fuck? And so she was even saying like, oh yeah, like, you know, you're dating this guy or like talking to this guy, and like I'm not really doing that with anybody. And I'm just like, okay, like we're in college, we're gonna talk to people. I'm sorry that you're not picking up dudes, like whatever. It don't got nothing to do with me, sis. Like, I'm sorry you're just twiddling your thumbs. The whole thing was just so annoying because you basically telling me you're a hater. You're telling me that you're jealous of whatever stuff I got going on with whoever. You're jealous of the new connections I'm making. And it's not like I ever shunned her out and was like, I don't need you anymore. It's like I wanted to combine her with other people. And I did a few times. I did hang out with her and some friends that I met. One of them, they lived on my floor. I would hang out with them and then their friends as well. And I let her meet them and we did our thing. So it's not like I always try to keep her separate. Like I try to combine the friendships and the hangouts, and she just wanted to make it seem like I was all about one thing. And I'm like, that's not even me. Like, girl, who you been friends with the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Like, cause that's not me. She, you know, she just started telling me all this stuff about, oh, like, basically she's just telling me she don't like me. She's telling me genuinely she does not like me as a person. But, oh, girl, like, I don't want us to not be friends. Like, I still love you, but, like, you know, it's just a lot right now. And I'm like, so what's going to make it not a lot? Like, girl, you good. We're good. What K-Camp said? It ain't a neck of that off. Snip, snip, how? Snip, snip, how? Corny. But, my point is, if you don't want to be in my life, don't be in it. Like, you're not doing me a favor. The whole thing was just weird to me because I'm just like, you're over here acting like we're still so cool and we're so close, but you willing to throw that away over a lunch date? So I'm just sitting there at lunch angrily texting and stuff. And the whole thing, honestly, like that shit hurt because it's like, if you're calling somebody your best friend and then out of nowhere they tell you this stuff about like how they feel about you and all these negative thoughts, and I'm like, bro, if you had a problem, like you could have said something, we could have maybe worked something out. I don't really know. I don't know if it's something with how I am with her or how I am as a person. I still have no idea, but she just made things seem like she didn't want to be part of the friendship anymore, and yet she wants to say we can still be cool. And I'm like, no, we can't, you weirdo. Why would I still be cool with you if you clearly don't want to be cool with me like that? Like, you're pretending. Don't pretend, baby. Don't ever do that. I don't care how many years I got with somebody. If you all of a sudden don't want to deal with me, then don't deal with me. And I told her, I straight up told her in a text, a call, whatever. I said, we are no longer friends, by the way. You don't hold on to whatever fake reality that you want to, that we could still be cool after you said all what you said. Like, no. And it was just so hurtful because I never realized that like there was anything that was wrong. And so for her to just come out of the blue like that, I was like, no, girl, like, we're done. Like, bye. Unfollowed her on Instagram, Twitter. We're not friends on Facebook anymore. Like, bye. So I told my mutual friends with her, and they were trying to get us back to being friends. And I think about it, that's the only friendship situation where, like, literally someone's been like, no, you guys need to be friends. Like, you know, like, even my mom was like, girl, you sure you're not hanging out with Faith and Ivy? Like, are you sure? Like, y'all going through whatever, but like, it's cool. And I'm like, no, it's just not happening. Like, no one could convince me to be cool with this girl again. And so guess what happened? So with the other friend, you're probably wondering, so Ivy was your best friend too, you know? Did she continue to be friends with you? Did she just be friends with the other girl? Well, I can only hypothesize on what occurred. But for sure what happened is that Ivy, one day, I texted her. I'm pretty sure I asked her about Valentine's Day. Like, oh my God, girl, like, how was it? Like, cause like the guy she was dating, you know, I think it was gonna be like their first Valentine's Day or something. So like, it's supposed to be really special and really cool. And you know, I just had whatever little boo at the time. Maybe I didn't. Now I think about it, I don't think I did at that time. I was just asking her, like, you know, how was that day? Like, did you enjoy it? Was it special? And she told me, you know, about it. But then a few weeks after that point, she just stopped hitting me up. Like, she just stopped texting me completely. And I knew we were no longer friends when one day I texted her and she just never replied back. Now, if she was busy, you know, with school or whatever the hell she was doing that day, she would just text me later or even say like, yeah, girl, I was doing so-and-so, what's up, da-da-da-da. But that's not what happened. So I knew that at that point, she chose the other girl. I don't know if the other girl was like, look, girl, like, I knew you before her. We was best friends before you even knew she existed. She was my friend and y'all didn't meet yet till da-da-da-da. So you need to pick me because if you're really my friend, you would just pick me because she was after the facts. And personally, I just feel like if you have a strong friendship with a person, you shouldn't have to pick and choose. And any adults, because we were all adults at this point. Yeah, we were 18, 19, but still we were adults. We were old enough to realize wrong is wrong and et cetera, et cetera. So I just kind of feel like if you genuinely care about somebody and y'all were friends, they did nothing to you, and whatever beef that you and the other person have is between them and da-da-da, I feel like you should still be able to be that person's friend because it's like nothing happened with y'all. And so part of me kind of feels like Faith made Ivy choose her over me, or Ivy low-key was feeling some of what Faith said, because ain't no way you could tell me that this girl had whatever animosity towards me and ain't never said it to nobody. You feel me? Especially Ivy, okay? Like, there's no way you could tell me that she didn't feel nothing and never said, oh, you know what? Maybe she talked too much. I kind of feel like it could be a mix of the two. The whole situation really pissed me off because it's like me and Faith not being friends was definitive, because I specifically told her, we are not friends, do not call me, do not text me, we're done. But Ivy ain't never said nothing to me about us not being cool, not even. And my thing is, I can respect if Ivy was on some stuff like, you know, honestly, she's making me choose her. And right now she's in a vulnerable state. She doesn't have many friends. And so I want to be there for her. I'm sorry. It's nothing against you, but I want to choose her. I still would be mad, but I can respect knowing what happened. And if she felt a way about me as well, she should have just said that. Because Faith is the one who had all the tongue, all the lip, all that. And mind you, these aren't people who just be out here in people's faces cussing people out all the time. So her even saying whatever slick stuff to me was a lot, because that's not even her stuff. That's not even what she be doing. So the whole thing just like was just so crazy to me. And I'm over here telling my friends about it, and they're like, wow, like, you and so y'all not friends no more? That's crazy. Like, y'all was cool way before college. Oh, and I'm here like, I hope I'll never bump into this girl or the other one at school, because that's gonna be really awkward. And what's funny is I never really bumped into them until not freshman year, until junior year. I worked on campus actually, and they would come into my job and they'd be like, oh my God, hey girl, like, and I'm just like, Ozzy. And I'm just kind of like, if we're not cool, just say hello to me because I'm the cashier. It's just really sad that that's what it had to come down to, because we could have, if it was really something that they felt like, okay, maybe I could change this and then we would be good, we could have just talked about it. And that's why I kind of feel like people don't really be caring about you like they say they do. They don't really love you like they say they do. Because if we was really supposed to be this tight and be friends for this many years, you could have just talked to me. But there was no working anything out, and that's why I don't understand that. You can't holler at me and tell me, oh, well, I obviously don't really like you, like, to sum it up, and then, oh, but we can work through this. Like, what is there to fix exactly? Like, what can I fix? Like, I'm not changing myself for one person. Like, I just don't understand that. So that's basically what happened. So the guy friend was like, honestly, he feels like the girl was just jealous that I was making new friends and that I was like dating or talking to whoever, and she was getting that same enjoyment or fulfillment out of like the new people at our school. And so she kind of just built up, like, I'm gonna say hate, but this disdain for me, because it's like, okay, you have this, why can't I have that? Like, that's really annoying, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know. I mean, that's just what they said. I haven't seen her in years, and honestly, if I saw her, we would never be friends again. I don't know what you want me to do, babe. One of our mutual friends, she even said, like, you know, in high school, like, I thought you just a little bit more active than you actually were. And I was like, huh? And she was like, yeah, like, so-and-so made it seem like, not that I was out here, bitch. No, never that. But she just kind of juiced it up a little bit. Whatever actual details and stuff that I actually told her, she kind of made it seem like it was more than what it actually was. And I'm like, don't you ever. Like, don't you ever. I just didn't understand. I just didn't appreciate that. And I'm like, girl, if you was a hater, just say that. Okay? You're a cute girl. You have a good personality. You can get your own niggas. Don't sit here and make me seem like I'm out here just batting and bopping around, boo, because it was never that, and it's never giving that. Like, let's just get that straight. So yeah, it's basically the story time of me falling out with two friends, mainly one friend, the other one kind of just floating away randomly. And yeah, that's basically it. Moral of the story, if you don't like your friend, you should probably stop being friends with them before it gets to this point of where it's just kind of left field, because it was completely left field for me. Don't be a fake friend. Like, don't be friends with somebody for the hell of being friends with them. Like, girl, I was not a sad case. Like, I had other friends. It's one thing if I had nobody at all and you feel like you had to be there because I was just like, I was just not gonna be good mentally, emotionally, whatever. Like, it was never that case. So I just don't really understand why she felt like she had to fake the funk if she really was that adamant about not being cool with me anymore. But anyways, thank you for tuning into my story time. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm sorry if my dog was making a bunch of noise in the background, as he just did right now. German Shepherds are very active, and it's late at night, so he's doing a lot right now. He should be asleep, really. But yeah. Thanks for checking out my video. Yeah. Tune in for the next one. Bye.